Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is Limelight from Elusive TCG, and we're bringing a video with a few friends to go through the current index cards. We've got a few friends from different backgrounds. Introduce yourselves.
G'day, my name's Angus. I come from a Magic the Gathering, background. I've top 32 to a couple of Australian GPs, which are now called Magic Fests, I think. I don't know. I've been out of that loop a little bit. Um, COVID. But yeah, other than that, I just play online, get to Mythic every season, and that's about me.
Nice. Next.
Yeah, hi, I'm Gaz. Play a fair bit of Flesh and Blood. Top aided a couple of Pro Quests, and getting into Grand Archive.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm Geo. I come from a Digimon background. I've been playing since the start of the game in 2020, and there's top 32 and top 16, a couple of the online events and regionals.
Yeah, awesome. So we do have a good mix to have a bit of a discussion today. So I guess we can kind of kick it off. The first thing that brings up here are a few of the Prelude cards for Sylvie. I did put it in collector number, but I guess we just jump into the level 3 Sylvie that's at the front for now. So Sylvie loved by all, Sylvie lineage. So you have to be a Sylvie level 2 to get level 3. Animal and beast allies you control get +1 health and have intercept. So I think this is actually very strong if you can get there, 100%.
I think she's broken. I think she's from a zoo point of view, flooding the board, that +1 life, which just makes trading so much easier, and the intercept itself, because I guess we don't have taunt, we can't actively block in this game other than intercept, so I reckon she's
turns your 1/1 owls into interceptors as well.
absolutely just makes everything so much more efficient. Means you can control combat a whole lot easier. I think she's great.
Yeah, I think if you can slow the game down long enough to get this out and aboard, then especially with the bigger allies, not sure how this would work in like Fire Sylvie, but
Yeah, as you said, from my experience playing her, once you do slow that game down, the game does very much easily fall into your hands. But any sort of rush decks really hurt her bad.
You are a Sylvie fan, right, Gio? You've played a bit of Sylvie?
I wouldn't say I'm a Sylvie fan. I think I like the Golem.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
But yeah, she's very interesting and plays a lot different than the other heroes that we have at the moment.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
a bit of more of a she's supporting her board instead of the board supporting the hero.
Yeah, 100%. Flute of Taming, your champion gets +1 level until the end of the turn, has to tap for it though. Or tap, target animal beast ally gets your choice of +1 damage or +1 health. So these tap downs are instantaneous on either turn, which is kind of cool. I feel like if you're going to be running a kit for Sylvie, you'd be running this.
Yeah,
It's also just a good combat trick. It's very, very versatile.
Yeah.
Trade in.
A single
and if
target
you
floating wins.
enough
Yeah.
pride, it just works.
yeah, and if you can use it to just when your opponent's playing, even just an attack, just be annoying, give it that +1 health, and they're down one card.
Win loves doing that.
Wind does like doing that.
And then the last prelude for Sylvie is Seed of Nature enters the field arrested. On enter, your champion gets +2 levels until the end of the turn. And then you can banish Seed of Nature, and your champion gets +2 levels until the end of the turn. I love this card for the sole reason that obviously if you're at this point of having terror cards, you'll have the level 3 Sylvie out. But there's like some cool plays where you can have the monkey out, tap this, intercept into a retaliate with pride. There was a game I remember with Geo that I was stuck for 4 to 5 turns because I was scared that he was going to pop it and hit me back for 6 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that you sit there and even just if you can't hit the pride level on your creatures on your opponent's attacking turn, just the threat of it being there, being like, hey, I can't use my monkey now, but when you attack me, the monkey's going to slap back.
Mm.
Even I see a lot of potential in this with the fire decks as well. Once we get more of a kit, things such as using it with Fireball and stuff like that. But that just depends with what extra support Fire Sylvie will get upon the full release.
Cool. All right. We're jumping into the actual starting set now. So we're gonna go through obviously Spirit of Fire, Lost Spirit, and Spirit of Wind. We know what they do. There will be a Spirit of Water down the track as well, as we know. Brings us into Lorraine, the Wandering Warrior. On enter, materialize a weapon with a memory cost of 0 from your material deck, and it costs 1 memory. How do we feel?
Good. You only get one materialization per turn, and this is essentially a double up.
And there's the ornamental sword, and there's the Sword of Truth-Seeking Sword, is it?
Yeah, and I'm assuming there's going to be future zero cost swords.
So it's definitely good if you can bring out a ally early, then go into level up with the Ornamental Greatsword and get a trade off that +1 damage. We will go see Ornamental Greatsword down the track, but yeah, very, very strong in my opinion as well. Very good starting for the Lorraine lineage. We're going to just go Double Mage afterwards. Into Lorraine, the Blade Master. Lorraine lineage. On enter, until the end of the turn, Lorraine's attacks get +2 and gain on kill, draw a card. Now, I think this is actually broken. This is such an important part of the whole Lorraine kit because people wait for this to do like big AoEs and draw 3 to 4 cards. So, what do we think?
Yeah, Lorraine really wants to get that draw if she hasn't hit her floating memory for leveling up, or even just getting that extra draw to increase the card size in hand to Dungeon Guide up to level 3. But if you can deny that draw, there's nothing better than that.
I mean, I saw people in one of our other videos, Gaz versus another Fire Lorraine, and the Fire Lorraine Sparker lighted his own allies, so Gaz couldn't draw. So if you're having to do that because of a skill, it is definitely a strong skill.
Yeah. This and then like if you have a dungeon guide at the same time, so then you can get this to level 3 and then this is still on the turn. It's just you're one shotting at that point.
It's ridiculous that it untaps. I think that's like when I first saw this game and I saw that when you level up, it untaps it. I thought that was just ridiculous.
And you
Makes
get to
no
keep
sense.
the on enter +2 for the turn and on kill draw
It's
a
just
card.
dumb. So like if that wasn't a thing, I don't think this card would be class would be anywhere near as good.
Yep.
Because it is a thing.
Yeah. Obviously, you got to have the right amount of cards, but it's definitely feels good when you pull it off.
I feel like there's been a lot of Lorraines I've seen where they will literally sit at level 1 and nearly die because of it, just trying to like prepare for some AoE combo or some one-shot combo. So it is definitely something that they're doing a lot of. Cool. Going into the level 3 or one of the level 3s. Lorraine Crux Knight. So Lorraine lineage. Lorraine's attacks get +1 for each Regalia weapon card in your banishment. What do we think?
I controversially think this is the worst of the level 3s that we have thus far.
I think the best thing about this is the 28 health.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about this is it turns on
chunky.
Pendragons. That's it.
Yeah. I feel as if with the kit that we got at the moment, Wind definitely benefits more than Fire from this level 3. Wind's really won't those games longer to get those boosts, but for Fire and the Fire decks that we have seen, the games are usually over before we even see level 3 anyway, so what's the point?
Can you nearly not include it in Fire decks?
Oh, I've definitely seen a lot of lists that just don't bother, or if they do, it's just for that extra health.
Because you can then take out all those Crux cards, right, and just put more Fire.
Yeah,
you're struggling to win. You're playing to win is a bit of Crux, trying to go off with Crux, like the devastating blows and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The Fire Lorraine into the Wind Lorraine is a bit yikes, but if the Wind Lorraine load the deck down a bit, the deck really sort of falls apart.
Yep, 100%. I mean, this is the bread and butter if you're running Wind Lorraine. Once you get this out, you kind of take over with all of the late game stuff that Wind's kind of holding in. Alright, so we'll go back, jump to Bubble Mage. The Bubble Mage was a promo. It's one of the only waters that we have seen. Bubble Mage, 3 cost. On enter, rest target unit and class bonus. Until end of turn, if that unit would take damage, it takes that much damage +1 instead. Now this says unit, not ally, so you can rest their champion.
Which is sick.
I mean,
really
obviously they'll untap on their turn, but that means that they're taking that much 1 damage plus on everything you do, as long as you've rested with this.
Depends on what we see from water. It's hard
Yeah.
to gauge.
Because I don't understand why else you'd be like, if it rested and then they don't restand. Maybe, I don't know. As you said, you don't know much about water, but maybe there's something that can maybe stop things from restanding. Who knows?
There has
also-
to be something that like
Yeah.
punishes. Yeah.
Yeah. Very low stats though.
I like the extra ping. Like it's, I don't know, that's always been really valuable if you can.
Well, if you build a board of 5, that's 5 extra damage off this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, even that the other effects that might do something similar or multiple attacks at once from the character if they can restand.
Yeah.
Gets a bit scary pretty
Maybe I
quickly.
think the stats might be a bit low. Normally, like for example, Dream Fairy and stuff, you have the same stats, but you have Stealth at least. This has nothing. Completely vulnerable for 3.
Having 2 toughness sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I feel like
Straight
3
up.
plus is the magic number.
It is, yeah. Most removal falls off.
Jumping into Rye's lineage. So Rye Spellcrafter. On enter, put 2 enlightened counters on Rye. And it's a 1 memory cost 19 health. I think this is extremely weak for his level 1. Like, don't get me wrong, it turns on his mage spells, but the 2 enlightened counters aren't really helping you until very late, so...
Yeah, I mean, it depends what sort of build you're wanting to do with Raya. I think if you're wanting to just use it for draws, the 2 can be yikes and you want to storm out to get more. But if you're doing it for the one that gives you a level per enlightened counter, just those extra 2 can really help out.
I'm wondering if they put 2 enlightened counters just so you can pop the barrier servant with it, maybe early.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, to proc back just enough to not get that extra draw.
Yeah. Going
As a hardcore control player, I was like super hyped about him, and then I saw he's level 2. I'm like, oh, he's level 2, so almost so cool. And then I saw he's level 3, and I was like,
yeah. So Rye level 2 costs 2. Whenever you activate your first mage action card each turn, put an enlightened counter on this champion. Now, I would obviously the most efficient thing here would be getting one on their turn and on your turn, right? Because it doesn't say on your turn, so you can do it here and there. So, you know, for that fab background, Gaz, I know you weren't really a Kano player or Icelander player, but being able to save spells for your turn and their turn could be very beneficial because you just stack those enlightenment counters early.
Yeah, he's essentially playing on 2 turns. Guess the only thing is with Rye, you also need those interceptors, but I guess the only way to make this work is playing on both turns.
Yeah, which I think a lot of newer players probably aren't doing that currently with, like, you know, just getting into it and with all the fast stuff, you know, not knowing when to do it. I feel like as people get more experience with this stuff, they will probably be like, all right, I'm going to play this fast or slow on my turn and this fast on their turn. That will be my turn.
Yeah, it seems a bit unintuitive at first, but after you get a couple games and actually sit down and think about and have a deeper understanding of the game, it sort of comes all into place on how to play Rye.
Yeah, I was watching Vazarim, one of the guys who play on Discord, great guy. He plays nothing but Rye pretty much. I think he played a lot of Kano in Fab as well. But he was today playing a few games and was like turn 4 doing 35 damage in a turn. So he's put a lot of practice into Rye and is getting very good at it. So it's definitely someone to kind of watch the games, and if you want to get into Rye and get better with Rye, that's definitely someone to look at. Going into Rye 3... So Rye 3 is Rye Lineage. Rye gets +1 level for each Arcane Element Mage card in your banishment. Now, I think this is counterintuitive. I think like you want to use Arcane, but then you have to banish it all to get levels.
Yeah, and it sort of goes against a lot of the, you know, a lot of what the playbase seems to be doing, which is prioritizing getting the levels up off floating memory. So just saying flat out, Arcane has to be in banishment, unless there's other ways for us to get Arcane in banishment. It's a bit yikes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, level 2 just feels so much smoother.
Yeah, I feel this might be subject to the next 100 than the rest of the set coming out.
Yeah.
He does have enough draw power to, you know, go against having to use all those banishments to get it level up, but it still feels yikes at times. There's more efficient ways to get his level up, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so one of the regalias, so Sharpening Stone, it's a warrior accessory. Banish Sharpening Stone. Up to one target, dagger or sword weapon you control gets +1 until the end of turn, draw a card.
I think this is trash. Like an egg. It's what I would call an egg, where you just like does a small thing and then draws a card.
At the same time, if this was free, it'd be broken, right?
Exactly, but it's not.
So maybe like in fiery builds, in fire Lorraine builds only on the double damage spell.
Yeah. At the same time, you can pop it anytime you want, but I don't see you using this and paying 1 for this, especially if you're playing in. I mean, currently, like Lorraine's the only one that can really. I mean, anyone can use it, but Lorraine would be the one using it the most. I don't think you'll be paying 1 memory for it when you can be doing other stuff. So currently, don't think this is very useful, or currently in the meta, very useful at all.
It just feels
too expensive, but you know it'd be too cheap if it was 0.
Sideboard option in Lorraine, maybe.
For who though?
But just fire Lorraine just to push that extra damage.
Yeah, maybe against wind or something.
On those devastating blows and whatnot.
Bauble of Abundance, Regalia item, Cleric Bauble. Banish Bauble of Abundance. Each player draws a card. Now, we had our Learn to Play event 2 weeks ago. Guys, what happened in the Learn to Play event?
So me and another player both realised that we could mill each other.
Only 27 card decks for the Learn to Play.
27 cards decks, and there's not a lot of damage in those Lost Spirit Learn to Play decks, and because I went second and drew a card first, I lost to a Bauble of Abundance.
So he popped the Bauble of Abundance in the recollection phase of Gaz, and then Gaz had nothing to draw and lost, which is... I don't think that would ever happen in a real game. Maybe it would. I don't know. We don't know. But
I mean, Blue's got some mill, right?
Yeah.
Like they've released that slow mill water spell, so maybe it's a thing. I don't see it being a thing, but it could be.
I don't know. There's so many other cards where like you draw yourself a card, like the Wind and Fire Resonance Baubles and stuff. Why would you give them a card? I guess normally, maybe in draft or something if you get it. But I don't think you'd be running this in the main deck if you're playing competitive at all.
If you want to win your Learn to Play tournament, just defensive.
Bauble them.
Go first and bauble for the win.
There's definitely better 0 cost baubles that give you a draw.
Yeah, 100%.
And only you a draw.
Yeah. Alright, we'll go into the Sylvie 1 and 2. This is all in weird order. So Sylvie level 1. The next animal or beast card you activate this turn enters the field with an additional buff counter on it. So it gets +1/+1, and it's 19 health. It's okay.
Good. I mean, it depends. If you don't have any beasts or animals in hand, like it's kind of yikes. But
it's not materialized 0 cost weapon, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can come in clutch. It can get your creatures hitting that 3, hitting that 4. That just makes them a little bit more difficult in the early game. But it depends. Like it can be real hit or miss.
Yep. Alright. Going into Sylvie level 2. So Sylvie level 2 says, Sylvie lineage, on enter, if you control an animal ally, draw a card. If you control a beast ally, draw a card. If you play into this well, I think this is very good.
Yeah.
But,
like,
you know, the whole point of Sylvie is wanting to keep the board control, right? So this is kind of like, I guess, giving you a reward for doing that.
Yeah, and knowing that's the only level 2, your opponent's gonna try and not allow you to get that extra draw. Like, if you can keep them alive, good work, but yeah, it doesn't come up too often, but when it does, it's pretty good.
Yep. Do you feel like it's a big momentum? If you can hit the 2 cards here, it's a big momentum for the game normally?
I mean, it's good. It gives you that extra draw. You could Dungeon Guide up to 3, and then you can just Terrasite Cycle and have fun there, but it doesn't feel like it'll... It doesn't feel like it'll cost you the game if you do miss it. It just feels rough. Like, ideally, you can go into your level 1, have an animal on board, play a beast, and then dungeon guide up to 2, losing 2, and then getting the 2 back.
Mhm.
Like that's pretty easy, but it just not easy, but it's pretty optimal. But it doesn't come up too much from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Your opponent happening.
All right, Clarent Sorter Piece. It's a 1 memory cost. Class bonus: remove a durability counter from Clarent. Prevent the next 1 non-attack damage that would be dealt to each unit you control this turn. And it's a 1 damage 2 durability.
When I first saw this card, I thought it was any damage. I'm like, oh, I'll pair this with Weaponsmith and just make it hard to kill. It's not, and this card is not good.
I think it's hot garbage.
Yeah.
Could never see this being played. Very easy.
Yeah.
If
I think
if it was any damage,
yeah.
sure, but non-attack damage only. It's only fireballs and stuff. So you're preventing 1 of the 7 fireball damage getting thrown at you, sure. Or maybe an AOE spell, but there's not many being. I don't think many rides are running AOE spells really.
Yeah, they're not seeing too much at the moment, just because there's not really many decks that are going wide other than Sylvie, which is still pretty yikes in the meta.
Yeah. Crystal of Empowerment. Banish Crystal Empowerment. Your champion gets 2 levels until the end of the turn. What do we think?
Okay. In Mage you can play it, and then obviously in those Sylvie decks to get you across the line or to surprise someone.
I think
Even Fire or
I
Rain.
think this needs to be class bonus for Mage only. For the sole reason that Sylvies are running it to get Pride up at the right time. Warriors are running it to decimating blow at level 1. Like, it is insane. For free, you can just gain 2 levels at the right time on their turn or your turn. I think it is very strong used in the right times. 100%. What do you think, Angus?
It's kind of, I don't know. It's like in a vacuum, it doesn't look that great, but like I could see this just blowing out games. Something fierce. We kind of have to wait a little bit to see like what other like level support there is. If there's like ridiculous plays you can do on like turn 1 or something. Because like that's where this card will be amazing. It's, to me, it's like, I don't know, it's not on the same power level, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of like gaining 2 mana for 0 cost. Like it's kind of close to that sort of thing, and that is fundamentally broken in a lot of games.
Most cards that this will be getting popped for are going to be like hard cast heavy cards, heavy hitters like Decimating Blow,
Absolutely,
like Arcane
yeah.
Blast, like Fireball to reach an extra 2 damage. So I think it is very, very good.
But you want to be playing it on the turn you bring it out.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things you don't really want to be holding on to, because then they'll just play around it.
Yeah. Endura Scepter of Ignition. So it's a Regalia for Mage, or for anyone actually. Remove an Enlightened counter from your champion. Deal 1 damage to target unit. Activate this ability only at slow speed.
So I love this thing, only because I really want to make that when you ping things, you destroy them work.
Yeah.
And I really just want to make this work with that. And you can just clear boards.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a fun little thing. A lot of little shenanigans will come out of that, I reckon.
I feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like it's very slow right now for where we're at with current stuff, because like you're not gonna have time to ping stuff for 1 when Fire Lorraine's hitting you for 48.
It's not meant to be a main pusher for damage. It's just I think it's just a shenanigans enabler, and I for one am down for that.
Yeah,
it's cute. I like it because it's cute.
It's cute. I like it.
Bonk.
Alright. We know what Fire Resonance Bauble does, so draw a card, activate if your opponent controls a Fire Element champion. I'm hoping that down the track we can have these in sideboard. I feel like mainboarding these as we get more cards will probably be less efficient, especially if you hit like wind. You're just like, well, I've lost to Regalia for the game.
It depends on like how many elements they're actually going to bring out. If they're just going to do like fire, wind, and water, then yeah. But
Feel
if they
free to
bring out like
contest it.
heaps, yeah, exactly. Very meta dependent.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like massive sideboard bait. Like there's
Yeah.
other ways to get the draw, and if you can sideboard out and just remove one of your less impactful regalia in the matchup and just get an extra draw,
Yeah.
why not?
Life Essence Amulet, 0 cost. Whenever an ally you control dies while it's not your turn, you may banish Life Essence Amulet if you do draw a card. Okay, it's alright.
Yeah, mid card.
Good with Sylvie, I guess, because you want to clear her board. I wouldn't run
Yeah,
it
you
elsewise, otherwise, I don't think.
can play around it quite easily.
Yeah, if this is out, you can just... I mean, this is normally out. Maybe some floating memories out too. You're probably going to avoid it anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, if you're playing Rai, you just kill things on their turn. It's fine.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mana Limiter. So it's a Regalia item Mage Bauble. You can't remove enlightened counters from your champion to pay for costs. Banish Mana Limiter. Draw a card. Activates ability only if your champion has 6 or more enlightened counters on them. I mean, I have not seen anyone play this before.
I've played around with it a little bit. I like it. There's not many other things that you can slap in Rai, but to get that extra draw, you're not really going to be using your draw anyway, or for your enlightenment counters until you're at level 3,
I
and
mean,
you
you
usually
just
have
play this, banish it, and then use your enlightened counters, right?
yeah, exactly, and then you're drawing 3.
Yeah. Extra draw, I guess, but it's very hard. I mean, 6 enlightened counters, you're normally going to have them late, so it's not going to be an early thing to kind of pull out. I mean, you can pull it out, I guess, early because it costs 0, but... Orb of Glitter. At the beginning of your recollection phase, glimpse 1. Banish Orb of Glitter, draw a card. Now, this is growing on me. I thought this was really bad to start with.
She's underrated.
I think this is really good. It's really growing on me.
Do you just hold it for the glimpse?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the guy,
Yeah.
we had the guy versus Gaz that just held it for the glimpse for like the whole match and kind of, I think, just gets better value cards in the end.
Yeah, you got what 7 cards, and then draw 1, 8 of it, and then you're only drawing a card per turn, and maybe a card here. You're seeing at best 50% of your deck in a game.
And because you can't mulligan in this game, like you can't get rid of your starting hand,
Yep.
you're pretty stuck. So, like
Yeah.
things like this really go up in value because you can actually start sorting through what you actually want to see.
And it's a plus
Yeah, and-
0 because you can draw a card to get the card back for paying for it, I guess.
Yeah, glimpse is growing on me in this game just because you don't see your deck. So any way to cycle is good.
Ornamental Greatsword. Regalia weapon for warriors. Class bonus on enter. Up to 1 target ally you control gets +1 damage until the end of the turn. I think this is pretty good. I'd say it's well balanced. I wouldn't say it's overpowered. I mean, you can just normally play it and then blazing throw it for 4 though. That's a different story.
I think whilst that and sort of seeking are only 0 costs, they're just a must include in Lorraine and the
Yeah.
Prelude.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like you could even just remove the class bonus and you'd still have to play this card.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So-
I think so.
You're sort of forced into it.
Seer's Sword. On attack, glimpse 2, and it costs 1. It's a 1/3.
I never play this sword. Like maybe because I'm playing Fire Lorraine 2 mainly. I never get to the need the sword, but this is always a sword like my last sword that I'm going to.
That you're not even getting out.
Nah. So I'm saying average.
I feel like glimpse 2 is good, but I feel like paying 1 for this isn't that great. At least the glitter orb you can banish it to draw the card back. This is a loss of 1.
Like if this was a 0 cost glimpse 1, 1, 2,
That'd be great.
it would be taken. But at
Yeah.
this, it's like
Yeah. Mid. Surveillance Stone is a generic regalia item. Whenever an opponent declares an attack with a unit for the 3rd time each turn, you may banish Surveillance Stone. If you do, draw a card. If you're getting hit with a unit for the 3rd time each turn, you're dying.
Yeah,
it's so situational.
yeah, it's yikes.
Jump through all of these like hoops just to get a card.
To
Congratulations, you're dead.
Die. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think this is good. I mean, maybe down the track if there's like some form of control decks where you can block multiple units and draw a card with this, but I still think it's still a +0. Oh, sorry, +1, which is okay.
You still have to get rid of it. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
it's so situational, and then you have to get rid of it, and then you get to draw your card.
If it stayed on the board for like, if you could draw multiple cards,
Then it'd be okay.
But
um,
as an opponent going into that, you're just like, all right, great. I'm only going to
Two at a time.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy
Sword of
choice.
Seeking, Regalia Weapon, Warrior Sword, class bonus, True Sight. Must have in Lorraine, 100%.
Yep.
the 2 durability, just if you don't have a unit when you level up Lorraine, this comes out. If you have a unit ornamental, it's
Well, you see so many Fire Lorraines, they will hold these durabilities for their big level 2 into level 3 combo, and they'll do damage with this, so...
yeah. And then if you are playing Wind against Wind, and they bring out that fairy with stealth, it's like you don't want to get rid of this too early too, because it's pretty much the only way you're going to get rid of that.
You know how many times I've put this in my Rye deck and tried to swing at the fairy, and it's like, I can't, because I'm not a warrior? It's so bad for me, but it's definitely a must-have for Lorraine.
So many other ways to do this.
Yeah, right. Tome of Knowledge is a mage book. Class bonus, your champion gets +1 level, and then banish Tome of Knowledge, draw a card. I struggle to find the memory to get this out in Rye.
It's just better places that you can put that memory.
I mean,
And
I feel like
sure,
all
one
these-
level's fine, but
All these 1-cost ones, they're just like feel like they need to have their power boosted up a little bit.
If this was your champion gets 2 levels, banish Tome of Knowledge, draw a card, would it then be playable?
Maybe.
Because I feel like, obviously, hand control is so important in this game, having the resource management to keep yourself with a hand. But if you take too many wrong choices like these, like levels 1 into level 2 into this, you will just have no cards in your hand, and then it's pretty much game over, right?
Yeah.
Warrior's Longsword, Regalia Weapon, Warrior Sword. Class bonus, Warrior's Longsword gets +1, so it's a 2 damage if you're a warrior.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, this thing's great, right?
Yeah,
2
One of the
damage,
actually-
2 durability for 1.
makes the flame sweep clear for 4, which gets rid of pretty much anything.
If you level 2 Lorraine, hits for 6, the Flame Sweep.
Yeah,
And you draw
Yeah, I
a
feel like-
card for each thing you kill.
This is the power level that a 1-cost Regalia weapon.
Yeah, and like it's class bonus, sure, only warriors can use it, but still good, right?
2 durability, so you use it twice. It's just good.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, Wind Resonance Ball, we know what it does, same as Fire. Beastborn Boots. It is Beastborn Boots, your champion gains Spell Shroud until the end of the turn.
This card just turns off Windride decks, and I love it. But there's no Windride decks that you're seeing right now.
I thought these boots you had to have an animal or beast to pop them.
Nope, they just it. No, you do. You do need it. You can only activate the build.
Yeah, only if you have a control animal or beast. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Because I was going to say, if
In-
this was just Spell Shroud with nothing attached to it, these would be godlike.
Yeah, they like. And if they can really save you in the Rye matchup. Just having them there, going, okay, you're going to do your big combo turn. I'm going to stop that.
Yeah.
Fire Rye does have ways to deal with it, but if they don't have it in hand, your game is much safer, and you can push them into the late game.
The fact that you can just be like, I'm not taking any spell damage this turn is crazy. Don't get me wrong, it is very you can respond to these by doing spells when they get popped, but it's still pretty crazy.
It's still a great card. For Sylvie, it's a must include or just must sideboard. There's no other way around it.
Yeah. Beast Bond Ears. Your champion gets +1 level as long as you control an animal or beast ally. Have tried these in Rye. Doesn't work that well.
Rye just has better ways to level. It's not really
Yeah.
we don't have those.
But Rye would look so cute with those ears on.
Very cool hat.
Right.
But just it's helping enable that pride mechanic, reaching that pride mechanic a bit earlier, which it's a must-have with what we've got.
Yep.
Sylvie.
Arcanist Prism, which I think is a Prelude card, or Star Deck card, I think. It is a Mage Arcane Regalia. At the beginning of your Recollection phase, put all cards from your memory on the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw that many cards. I think this is just like if you want to go RNG, random craziness.
If you can use that card efficiently, your power leveling with Rye just goes through the roof.
Absolutely.
That one card will distinguish a good Rye player and an excellent Rye player. Like, popping that off at the right time and knowing how to use it efficiently, it's the difference of night and day.
Yeah. Being able to potentially, throw fireballs pre-recollection phase to then get rid of your shit to get more fireballs, potentially, right?
It's just like, it's amazing cycling. It's just, like, you get to actually, in a game where you don't really get to shift that many cards, you get to shift a lot of cards.
Yeah, and
you get to
they are
really
going
look
your
through.
deck. You're not going to redraw them as well, which is great.
Yeah. Because there's not that many shuffling effects, is there, at all?
No. This is when you say this is a 1 cost. This is what a 1 cost should look like.
This is what a 1 cost should look like. I'd be happy if everyone 1 cost looked like that.
Yeah, that's great. Beast Bond Pause. Banish Beast Bond Pause. Target animal or beast ally you control gets +1 and gains true sight until the end of the turn. Average. I've seen so many people play these on the board and never use them.
Till stealth becomes more of a mechanic that we see in the game, these just aren't going to come up.
Yeah, no. You get them out because they're free. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very average. Prismatic Edge. It's a 2-cost weapon for warriors only, and they have to be Crux. On enter, each player reveals all cards in their memory. If a fire element card was revealed, choose a unit and deal 3 damage to it. If a water element card was revealed, draw a card. And if a wind element card was revealed, target opponent banishes a card at random from their memory. That's a 3/1. This is the bread and butter of late game Lorraine, right?
Yeah, it's a finisher. Bring this out. You're closing the game when you're bringing this out.
Yeah. The amount of time that you're that 3 damage into like using this for like 6 or something because you're Crux and you've got weapons in your banishment.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, you've already probably got 2 swords in there. So this is already
there's some Crux shenanigans where you can play it, send it back, play it again. So
yeah,
very good.
Which is my favorite thing to do with that sword. Is just try and cycle them.
Yeah, send it back to material deck, get the on enter effect again. It's very fun.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a spoiler today in the Discord that
really?
6 cost Crux card that brings all the swords out from banishment.
Ooh,
sure.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Banner Knight, class bonus, level 2+, so only for warriors. Other allies and weapons you control get +1. Now, I heard today in the Discord that this used to be a 4 cost.
A 4 cost?
Yep, apparently.
That's.
Oh, was it no class bonus level 2? Was it just class bonus?
No, exact same. I think just for 4 cost.
Jesus.
Now I even that 2 cost. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's got the magic life number of 3, so it's got that. I don't know. I really like this card actually because I like Zoo in these type of games, especially early on in the metas when no one really knows what they're doing.
Yep.
The class requirement is it's pretty easy to achieve.
Yeah.
In Lorraine.
I think this is a sideboard card. Like, there's some decks you'd play this against, and there's some decks you won't. It's just not. You're not gonna. in certain matchups, you're not going to have a board. And if people see Banner Knight, they're going to kill it straight away. So it's only on there for one turn. Maybe Wind Lorraine can play it.
If this didn't have class bonus on it, would it be more viable for other decks?
Absolutely, it's going Sylvie.
Sylvie, right?
I would chuck this in Sylvie every day of the week.
Yeah. I feel like the way Lorraine is built right now is it's very
Sorry,
faith.
if Sylvie could go wide, currently, like this game currently doesn't have like a dedicated go wide strategy. Like we don't have tokens, we don't have like
Sylvie on level 1 can get this out, like level 1 Sylvie and the pause.
Yeah,
so like,
true, because you'll have his level 2, right?
Yeah.
Except the weapon's not going to really be working unless you have weapon Sylvie.
Even going turn 1, getting a beast bonder out, and even a squirrel, you can get that.
Yeah, true. All right. Going into Barrier Servant, it's a 3-cost intercept, and you may remove 2 enlightened counters from your champion. The next time a damage will be dealt to Barrier Servant this turn, prevent that damage.
my favorite card in the whole game.
I think it's good.
I think this card's great.
I think it's good, but it can be played around very easily.
Yeah, it can be a massive pain to deal with, though.
I think it slows everything down. It's good.
I think you can't play Rye without it.
Yeah, I think that you need to be able to be generating, and like if you want this thing to live more than 1 to 2 turns, you're going to have to be generating a lot of enlightened counters.
Oh yeah.
I'm intrigued on what Cleric is going to be. Like, if
true.
Cleric can also generate a heap of enlightened counters,
that would be cool.
That's going to be... Because, like, I love, I guess, with the way that the stack works in this game, that, like, that thing can be a pain in the ass, especially some other, like, combat tricks. That thing can be a pain in the ass to move.
Yeah, because you can pick and choose when you pop those enlightenment counters.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chalice of Blood. Banish Chalice of Blood, draw 2 cards. Activate this ability only if your champion has 20 or more damage counters on them.
I feel as if that effect isn't going to come up as much as people think. A lot of end-game attacks are doing more than 5-8 damage anyway, so it feels easy to play around. You just go in for one big attack and bonk, done.
I think it's a bait as well.
Like, you just put them to 19 and then
kill them.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Alright. Careful Study is an 8-cost and has efficiency on it, so it costs less for each level you have. Put 5 enlightenment counters on your champion, and it's a slow spell. Now, if this was a fast spell, Angus, how good would that be?
Oh, juice. Absolute juice. But it's fucking not.
No, it's not. I feel like you could be doing... I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're level 11 and you're finishing the game anyway, it's cool, you can draw some cards off it, but normally if you're level 8 plus or you're paying, 2 or 3 for this, you're probably looking pretty good. This isn't a card that's giving you that much value, in my opinion. Only going to give you value when you're already winning. Conceal, haven't really seen anyone running this card yet. So it's a 2-cost, Assassin skill. Allies you control gain stealth until the end of the turn. And it's fast. I feel like there's not much board control or much board building at the moment. So I feel like people probably aren't really using this because it's not really worth unless you're getting like ultimate value of people trying to clear your board. And Cleave still wipes it, right? Anyway.
Yeah, like who do you want to keep on the board? Like what cards? Banner Knight?
Gildus.
Like Weaponsmith maybe, if you don't like that sort of like that.
But are you keeping 3 cards up to conceal them? Probably not.
Yeah.
Just deflecting edge, right? It's just better. At least it lets them live.
Yeah, it just feels like there's better choices.
Yeah. Crusader
there might be some assassin, like, in when water comes out fully, there might be some, like, stealth, like, interactions there that work really well, but, yeah, currently...
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably more of an offensive card to get around intercept, maybe.
Yeah, well, even then, I'm pretty sure they can. Stealth can be intercepted, right? Pretty sure stealth
Thought
can
so.
be intercepted. Yeah, stealth can be intercepted anyway.
Oh, and yeah, that's out the
So-
window.
Yeah, dog shit. Alright, Crusader of Aesir is a 3 cost, 2/4, and if you are a warrior, it has intercept, but it does come in the field rested. I actually really like this card because it comes in rested, it can't taunt, but then people want to kill it anyway, so it's a pseudo taunt.
It's got a juicy amount of life.
Yeah, it does have a juicy amount of life. I think it's not bad. I think it can be useful in some stally decks for sure.
You like to see it early.
Yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
here's a juice card, one of my favorites. Deflecting Edge. This card costs 1 less to activate if you control a sword weapon. Prevent the next 3 attack damage that would be dealt to target unit this turn, and it's fast.
I feel like this is an auto include of like 4 of.
Pretty much. It's pretty much in every deck.
It's just like it's the premium combat trick currently.
Yeah, it is very good, very good. Even
You usually have that face when you play it.
Yeah, literally. If even though it says this card costs 1 less to activate if you control a sword, if people are still paying 1 for this without a sword, then it's fucking godly, right?
Absolutely.
Like even today, we will have the finals video up from today, but even today we had a double deflecting edge play that kind of saved like pretty much the whole game. So, kind of crazy the way that it can deal with stuff very easily, or save a draw, or save a ally, etc., etc. Very good. All right, here's Angus's favorite card, Dungeon Guide. On enter, you may banish 2 cards at random from your memory. If you do, your champion levels up, and it's a 1/3.
It's only my favorite because I think it's ridiculous.
It's a good card.
I like it. Even though I call it Dungeon Master every time I play
You
it.
call it everything but Dungeon Guide. It's great.
Yeah, it is my favorite card. It's just it saves your card on those level 3s.
Yeah, and even if you can get it off you're leveling up to Lorraine level 2, you get your draw and restand again, so even more value.
I want to answer from all of you. Is it actually busted or is it balanced?
It's broken.
I think it's a good card. I don't think all decks will play it. I think it has a staple place in most, but there'll definitely be other archetypes I can see that just they won't need it.
It's good, but if you see it late when you're level 3, it's rubbish.
I mean, it's rubbish, but it's also like a 1/3. Like it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
Bannon
so
Knight, it's a
good.
top 3, right?
Yeah, it's so good early.
Yeah, when you see it at level 2, it's your best friend. When you see it at level 3, where was it earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a brick.
Yeah, like it's situationally a great card, but I think there will be, there'll be decks that won't really need it.
You're right. Maybe it needs to be intercept added on. What do you think, Jerry?
No, no. Leave keywords off this thing. It doesn't need it.
It's like immortal on it.
Yeah, that's it.
You'll be right.
Alright, so Enraged Balls. It's a 5 cost 4/4 with Pride 5, so you need to be level 5 for it to do stuff. Now I've tried to make this thing work and I just fucking can't. In Rye anyway.
It'd be funny seeing the big pig work, but I haven't seen it pop off at all yet. But it could definitely be funny.
Like 5 cost for 4/4, if you're looking at stat wise, don't get me wrong, that is higher stats for a 5 cost. But for the same thing, you can play a Vanguard Knight, I think they're called. Veteran Knight, sorry. A
Veteran
Knight.
Soldier.
Yeah, Veteran Soldier. 5 cost, 2/3 with floating memory. What would you, even if this doesn't have Pride 5, would you rather have a 4/4 for 5, or would you rather have a 2/3 floating memory for 5? Because I'm taking the floating memory. Like, you've got Gildas that costs 3 and deals 4 anyway, right?
Yeah, but you have to play around that.
Yeah.
If this didn't have Pride 5, I'd maybe play it.
Yeah. Maybe, what about Pride 4?
Nah.
Even then, I don't think so.
I think 4's easy to hit. 5 gets a little bit funny.
But like, it's gonna die. Like, it's not that. Like, 4 health's cool, but like, by the time you've hit Pride 5, this thing can be fireballed. It can be focus flamed, right?
Yeah, I mean, even even if you play it when you go up to level 1 silver and get that extra buff counter on it, putting to 5 makes it okay. But yeah, it's not going to be. It's not great. There's
Yeah.
better plays you can do.
Yep. Esteemed Knight is a 2/3 warrior human, and its class bonus for warriors is it has intercept. Meh.
Solid card.
Mid.
It's just chaff.
Any disagreements? Pretty mid. You wouldn't have this as like a main focal point in your deck.
No, it's all right, but it's definitely not something you're building towards.
Yeah.
Like, play it to save you a turn, but outside of that,
It looks like a limited card to me. Like it's
Yeah.
statted like a limited card.
Galahad Court Knight is a 4-cost warrior human, and it's a unique ally, so you can only have one on the board. Class bonus: Galahad can attack using sword weapons you control. Now, this with that glimpse sword is good.
I think Galahad is one of those sleeper allies that's only going to get better with time once we see different kinds of swords and sword effects. But for what we've got in Prelude, there's just better options to play.
100%. I 100% agree. Once more swords get revealed, this guy just gets infinitely better.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to make him work with the current card pool yet.
I reckon he's going to get one of those combos that's just nuts. But for now, he's all right. He's not great. There's better unique allies I'd prefer to have on the board.
Yep. I wish there was like a next function in this. I have to go like scroll back down. All right, Gildas Chronicler of Aesir. Unique ally, so only can have one. Cleric human. Gildas gets +3 as long as the amount of cards in your hand and memory are equal. This card is great. Actually great.
Used to have 4 health, and then she was just nuts.
Apparently it used to have 4 health, and people were saying that she was quite average as well.
No, she was a must include in most decks. Like it was insane.
If you're drawing your 7th card and this is your 7th card you draw for the turn, you're like rubbing your hands together.
Oh yeah, you know what your turn is.
Yeah, I think this is. I pretty much.
Yeah, card solid.
I put this on literally every aggressive or I guess aggro deck I can, pretty much, just because you're getting this out for 3 as a 4/3 potentially. Those stats are very strong.
Just push so much damage early game and be a pain to deal with.
And it's a pseudo taunt because they're going to kill it. 3 damage less on your face.
Yeah, it's such a threat on board.
Yeah. Must have, in my opinion. Grey Wolf is a 2-cost 2/2 with Pride 2. 2/2/2/2.
It is the bear, the format.
It seems like Sylvie level 2 bait, and that's about it. Like, if you really want to get that
Never seen this used in my entire life. Why would you not use the Hawk?
It's a comment for a reason.
Yeah. Honorable Vanguard is a 2-mana 1/2, and it's floating memory, which means that you can pay it from your graveyard to put into your banishment for memory costs. I'm a big fan of the promo of it. That's about it. Kind of a filler card, in my opinion.
I mean, if you're really wanting that floating memory, go for it. But there's, it's not necessary.
I just prefer the Veteran Knight.
The Veteran Knights.
I know it costs more, but it's just like the turn you're playing this would be early. The same turn you'd be playing that, right?
I mean, you've got that Swiftfoot Interceptor, and then in fire, you've got that Flame Swordsman, which will come across. So I just prefer them. The only time I'll play this is maybe if you're doing that card that sacrifices an ally and draws 2 cards in fire, but like that's situational.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's
maybe if you got more discard, maybe like water if you can discard more, and then like you want to
I thought this was
memory,
good
maybe.
to start with, but it's like grown away from me. Like there's just better things to have, I think.
Your opponent plays around it.
Or they just trade efficiently, like a 2/2 just kills it, right? I mean, you want the floating memory, but at the same time, you've wasted time. Into Idle Thoughts. So Idle Thoughts is a 1-cost. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and then put them back in any order, and it's floating memory for any class.
I liked this card at first, but it's just grown less and less on me over time.
I want it to be cool, but at what time are you taking time to play this to look at stuff when you could be playing like board control or allies?
There's better searches. I'd prefer Scry any day over this. Like, at least you get a card in memory. This one, like, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and then just see nothing that's going to
Yeah.
help you.
Can't put them on the
Ju-
bottom. Yep. Inspiring Call is a 3 cost. This card costs 2 less to activate if your champion has attacked this turn, and allies you control get +1 until the end of the turn, and you get to put the top card of your deck into your memory.
There's one thing I want to see. There's one thing I want to see with this card, and that's a Lorraine go for a sweep, play an Inspiring Call, and then just die from the retaliation.
That would be
If
cool.
I see that, I'm a happy man. It can punish.
So, technically, at the start of your turn before Recollection phase, you can buff your allies for 3, put a card in your memory, and then bring it back, right? As it's fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fast.
So if you can play it before your Recollection step, it could be just draw a card as well, but you're paying 2 more.
Yeah.
I think this card's very good. As long as there's a meta that grows where people are, as Angus said earlier, building like a weenie deck or like a go wide deck, this thing is crazy.
It's not class bonused as well, so I see it definitely having a place in some decks.
Like swing with your champion, pay 1, everything gets +1, and you get a card in your memory.
Yeah.
Knowing this card exists forces you to like keep the opponent's board rather small.
Yeah, because if like this plus Banner Knight, if you have the Banner Knight, like that starts stacking up real quick. The health isn't that high in this game, so very quickly can run out. Invigorated Slash is a 2 cost. As long as your champion has leveled this turn, Invigorated Slash gets +2. I've never used this. I've never seen anyone use it. I know it does sound good. Yeah, it does sound good, but it just doesn't fit ever like the right timing. The timing isn't right for it.
Yeah, like for draft, it'll definitely see play. I think it's underplayed, but there's better options.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. There's heaps of limited cards. Like the game has to make limited cards to make that
yeah.
But it just won't see constructed play, and that's okay.
2 cost Library Witch. It is a mage human intercept, so anyone can use it for intercept, and on death it draws a card. 0 attack, 1 health.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Cycle.
Exactly. It's just a cycle, and that's great in a game like this. You don't get to see that many cards.
I mean, this is a staple in nearly every deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oral.
So yeah, I think it's very strong. Just the fact that some other cards you need to pay more than 2 to draw a card. This intercepts, takes damage, and draws the card for you for 2. And you can't really get around it. You can ping it for 1, but I'm still drawing a card, right?
Yeah. It's just punishing to see, and if you have it down against the Thylarine player and they've got nothing else on board to deal with it, it just slows them down a turn.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Which is sometimes enough.
Magus Disciple is a 2 cost. Your champion gets +1 level. It's a 1/1, and the class bonus for Mage is on death, draw a card. This is just a worse Library Witch.
Yeah.
Give this one intercept too.
Yeah, actually.
I liked it at first. I really did, but that just... It's not going to die.
Bad. I think it's really bad.
It's not going to die.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, even if it does, I think it's horrible. I think a 1/1. It's got the champion level. If it's important, it will kill it. If it's not, you'll leave it on the board.
Yeah, it's really not a threat.
Give it intercept or something, maybe. It'd be pretty good if you gave it intercept, but otherwise, not good.
You can ping that with your own staff.
Yeah, true. You can. Tamer Regalia, Melodious Flute. Your champion gets +1 level as long as you control an animal or beast ally, and you can banish the flute. The next Harmony action card you control, you activate this turn, is a melody in addition to its other types. Now, we haven't really been shown many melody Harmony stuff, I don't believe. So I can't really give it much of a rating.
It's definitely being used for the level more so than the class bonus.
Yep.
Arimas at level 6, or your gorilla, your monkeys and boars, but outside of that, its class bonus effect isn't coming up in the current meta.
Yeah.
That class bonus reads to me that there's going to be a card that similar to how like if there's an animal or beast, draw a card. It's going to be like if you played a harmony and a melody card this turn, do something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got Nimue Curse Touch. So unique ally only can play one. Mage human, and if you're a mage, whenever you activate an action card that targets an ally, destroy that ally.
I like Nemoy.
I reckon it's sick.
I think it's a great card. It does get funky when it doesn't say just your opponent; it's yourself as well. Really
Yeah.
be careful on how you're targeting what cards you play. But if I see it on board of my opponent, I'm going to want to get rid of it as soon as I can.
This isn't living.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
I feel like to play this, you need to be wind, and also to play it, you need to have enough tricks to keep it alive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it in fire because you just ping shit down. Like, see ya. But then again, like, there's not that much. You're not fighting for board control where this thing is like reigning supreme.
I
Fighting
don't
control.
think you can ping with it because it says activate an action card.
Yeah, you know, you're pinging. You can ping with action cards, Major.
But you
The
can't
fire
ping
major.
with the wand, right?
Oh no, I didn't mean. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean like all your like your normal like 1 damage, 2 damage stuff, which
Yeah.
isn't able to kill things normally, can now kill allies.
That's true.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like
Well,
ignite the soul, is it? The 1 damage floating memory?
Yeah. Well, even hitting the board with a purge into flames as well, just killing everything.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be good.
It also gets around the amulet that stops magic damage.
Yeah.
Because it's just on it's on target, not on damage.
Yeah.
But as well, your opponent has a big board. You play Nemoy and slap down Ravaging Tempest. They're not drawing anything.
Yeah.
They are concerned.
Gonna hurt.
Opening cut is a warrior's attack. While you have exactly 1 card in your memory, opening cut gets +2. So 1 cost for 3 damage. But it has to be played first.
Better than that other normal slash.
Yeah.
That one that's 2+2.
Yeah. I think this is okay. It'll be seen in, I guess, draft and stuff. I don't think this will be in like much constructed though.
Yeah.
Because when you're fire and stuff, you've got better fire cards. Orb of Regret. So Orb of Regret is a 0-cost regalia. Banish Orb of Regret, shuffle up to 3 cards from your hand into your deck, then draw that many cards. This has grown on me a lot as well.
Yeah.
It's a great card, but the amount of times I've gotten the exact same 3 cards back hurts my soul.
I think that's TTS more than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my RNG, if anything. RNG loves me.
It's hard to find a slot in some decks, like in the sideboard and whatnot. But yeah, it's grown on me. Just those hands where you've got your like your Terra or Crux cards, and you got them early. You're like, yeah, I want this card.
Yep.
Yeah. It can save you from those instant loss games. Like it can really turn the tides if your hand's just feeling real yikes. Like I like it.
Yeah.
I really do. Especially if the deck is weak on draw power.
So our familiar on enter Glimpse 2, and it's a mage class bonus. Oh, and Tamer, sorry. Mage and Tamer class bonus. This is good in Tamer. I don't think people really use it in Mage. Maybe in Mage.
I've seen it used in Mage. I've seen it used in Tamer. I think it's an okay card. I just think there's Glimpsing 2 isn't the max priority for Tamer right now, and Mage has enough search to really not worry about it. There's better 1-cost glimpses that people have access to.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'd play that card at 0 cost?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think. I think at 1 cost it's fine.
Yeah, 0 cost would be really strong because the Squirrel is a 0 cost 1/1 without the effect.
Yeah, I think at 1 cost is fine. I just think there's other priorities for gameplay.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen an interest for playing it.
Peer into mana as a forecast. Put 2+ level enlightened counters on your champion. Same as like what I said with the other one.
Yeah, why do they do this? It's slow. Just
Yeah, it's slow. I mean, look, it's got your favorite wand there.
it does. It doesn't interact with the wand at all.
Yeah, I think that same as the other one. It's like a win more card. You're already winning at that point if you're getting counters off it.
Yeah, I think Peer into Mana is peak level 2 Rye gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, outside of that, it is what it is. Your mana limiter's now active, yeah, whatever. But I think it's a good card in Rye. It's just if you really want to, go for that longer game. But
Reckless Slash 2 cost is just a generic 3 damage.
It's a great card to teach people about warrior sword attacks.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a mid card, right?
yeah, I grab that. I'll be grabbing that in draft.
Yeah, that's it. Refurbish is a 4 cost. Put 2 durability counters on target sword weapon you control, and it's slow.
I'm never doing.
This is one of the worst cards in the set, in my opinion.
Yeah, this baited me. I'm trying to weaponsmith, keep swords on the board deck, and it just does not work.
Out of 5, in my opinion. I can't see myself paying 4 to.
If I have floating memory, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel there's like a bunch of cards that work around how many durability counters you have on your swords.
Yeah.
It's not going to see any play, and for 2 durability counters, 4 cost just feels yikes.
There's that Crux card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's until we see more though.
Safeguard Amulet. Banish Safeguard Amulet whenever your champion would take non-attack damage this turn. Prevent 4 of that damage. It's the Rye Killer.
Yeah.
It is the Rye Killer.
This card's dumb. Why does it just continue to do it until end of turn?
Yep.
Like, just why?
It's a good amulet.
It's a very good amulet. I feel like if you just drop it, then it's essentially like a fog, right?
It is only spell damage, but yeah.
You throw a spell out, wait for them to pop it, then you just stop and you say, all right, next turn, we will go again.
You throw a spell out, they pop it. In response to this, you throw another fireball out, and then you just stop for the turn.
And then I pop the boots.
Yeah, no, that's not fun. It's very good. Savage Slash is a 2 cost attack for warriors, or anyone, but the class bonus is Floating Memory.
Love it.
It's great. Floating Memory is just such an important resource in this game. Very, very basic, but still 2 damage Floating Memory is worth.
Takes the sword to 3, can kill most allies.
Yeah. And use it to level up. Scry the Skies is a 1 cost. It is a general spell, and it's got Glimpse level. Put the top card of your deck in your memory. Good in draft, probably good in mage. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing it elsewhere, I don't think.
Mage plays it to win harder.
Yep. When you want to glimpse 11, because you're level 11, right?
I've glimpsed 15 before.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is crazy. Going into Sudden Steel is a 6 cost attack for... The class bonus is efficiency, so warriors can get it cheaper for each level they are. I think even if you're level 3 and this costs 3, it's still not worth compared to other stuff.
It depends. It was very much the demo deck game ender.
Yeah, I think good in draft maybe, but I wouldn't see this in constructed, I don't think.
I'd love to see a level 3 Lorraine with a Crux sword play this.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
right.
so much damage.
2 cost training session. Put a buff counter on target ally you control, and it's slow.
No.
I think this card's a training card. Like this. Yeah, you're not playing this.
What if this was fast?
Yeah, could play around.
It'd be good fast, I think.
It would have been nice fast, yeah.
It'd be playable. If it was
Yeah,
fast.
not playable.
It's terrible at slow.
Trusty Steed is a 4 cost animal horse. On enter, another target ally you control gets +2 damage until the end of the turn. And it's a 1/3. I want this to be good so badly, but currently it just isn't.
It
Good in the demo deck.
Yeah. For a 4 cost, you can play another 4 cost that can probably deal +2 damage forever. Nearly. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Veteran Soldier, one of my favorites. So it is a 5 cost 2/3, and it is just free floating memory. I think this is great.
and one veteran soldier is the best.
I think it's great. You can't afford to keep a 2/3 on the board because it puts too much pressure on your health, but then you don't want them to get floating memory. So what do you do?
Yeah, it makes your opponent have to make a decision. So no, it's a good card.
And if they make the wrong decision, they can just die off it. Weaponsmith, so it's a warrior human 2 cost. At the beginning of your recollection phase, put a durability counter on target weapon you control. And it's 1/3, the magic number.
This punishes new players trying to build around it.
Yep. I think that it is slow, but if you have like a control Lorraine deck down the track that can get a few durabilities off this, it can be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it enables some gameplay. Just nice.
Woodland Squirrels is a 0 cost 1/1, just base. Great, not great. By itself, it's crap. I think it's good with Asian, though. It is at the same time though. It is an animal. You can get intercept off Sylvie with it. Imagine
there isn't any other creature like it, is there?
No,
There's
it's
no
only
others.
0 cost 1/1.
Yeah. It'd be cool in Zoo if Zoo ever becomes a thing. Will be
True.
staple in there.
Drop these down into a Banner Knight, into something else. Sheesh.
Going wide, the dream.
Super wide. We've got a 1 cost fire spell for anybody. As an additional cost to activate this card, sacrifice a weapon you control. Deal 4 damage to target unit. Now this isn't an attack damage, so you can't deflect it.
This card's good.
This card's great.
You're turning a 1 attack sword into a 4 attack.
For 1 and 1 card.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone's doing this to you, they're probably set up lethal for the turn, right?
Yeah, that if you're at level 3, you're getting +1 now on that sword. You win games with this card.
Yeah. I think so. You'd have more than one sword out probably if you're using it as well. Blitz Mage is a 3 cost 3/1, no text, just a generic 3/1. I think this is really bad. Just because the stat line of 1 health is just so easy to get rid of. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's coming in for maybe 3 damage if you're lucky. But I just, like, are you paying 3 for 3 damage? Is that really worth it or not?
I feel like with the other with the other allies that we've seen thus far, 3 costs for like 4 total stats is bad.
Yep.
I feel like this card actually would have been balanced at like a 2 cost. 3/1?
Or even make it a 3 cost 3/2 would be pretty good.
Everything else does something, like or intercept, or it's floating memory, or it's whatever. This is just vanilla.
Well, the sad thing is you've got to compare this to Gildas. I know you say Gildas has certain conditions, but it's not hard to meet those conditions for Gildas. So Gildas is 7 stats for 3, right? Which is just, if you're comparing a Gildas that you can play for 3, then why would you play this? I think that obviously maybe just to meet fire quota you'd play it, but otherwise I don't think it'd be a must-have. Now, finally we get to Creative Shock. Creative Shock, I believe, is the most broken card in the game. This is something that needs to be fixed, or something that needs to be watched at least, because every fire deck from every class has this 4 of or 3 of, and is using it without the class bonus. So Creative Shock's a 3 cost fire element card. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. The class bonus is, if a fire element was discarded, you may choose a unit and deal 2 damage to it. Don't get me wrong, the 2 damage is great, but being Lorraine or being Sylvie, able to pop this and discard a floating memory is literally a free +1 off it. Do you guys agree, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's auto include in fire decks.
Yeah, pretty sick.
And it's fast as well.
It's the card's good. The card's very good.
Do you feel
As like a magic card, this would be a 4 cost. As a magic card, this would be a 4 cost. Yeah.
Do you feel as though if they made it that you had to discard a fire card, or actually you can't make it like that? Maybe draw 1 card, discard 1 card, or would that be too weak?
Be too weak.
Yeah. Very strong card. Cremation Ritual is a 3 cost. As an additional cost to activate this card, sacrifice an ally you control, draw 2 cards. It's not bad. Situational. Good if you're burning the witch. Then you get 3 cards for 5, I guess.
Yeah, this card's situational.
Yeah, wouldn't put more than 1 or 2 in to make it pop. I mean, it's value if you can get it, but you're not going to be doing it on stuff that you want to keep on the board, which is most things, right? If this was fast, this would be so good. So good. Remind me of that Legends of Runeterra card that Shadow Isles has, where they can sacrifice something and draw 2, I think it is, or draw 1.
Yeah.
That
thing's for 0. Like,
true.
it's
for 0.
It's for 0 and it's also fast. Like, but like the whole point of that card is that you can block sack. So essentially, you're preventing the damage plus you're gaining card advantage. Like, where this just feels like you're sacking on your turn, you're getting some card advantage, but you've just lost tempo on the board.
Yep.
And you're paying 3. Like, it's a rough. I wouldn't say this is a good card.
Yep.
I'm not a fan.
What about if it was fast?
Yeah, you're still paying 3 for it. You're losing tempo. Yeah, you're going like even in tempo.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's true. Devastating Blow is a 3 cost, class bonus for warrior, and you have to be level 3. Devastating Blow gets +4 and can't be retaliated, and it's 3 damage. So it's 7 damage if you're level 3 and a warrior.
On a longsword, it's 9 damage. I've won 50% of Fire Lorraine games with this card. I think people underestimate how much damage you can do.
It is a lot of damage.
A 3 cost.
Yeah, it's a big swing.
And you can pop the amulet, the 0 cost gem, to get 2 levels.
Yeah.
9 damage. If you're playing on the longsword, 8 damage. If you're not, most heroes at level 2 are like 20, 24. You're doing a third of their damage.
The monkey can't retaliate to you if you kill it with it. The monkey.
Don't hurt my son.
Yeah. Disintegrate is an 8 cost. It has efficiency for mages. And destroy target ally or regalia. Slow, sadly. Once again, I think that if this was fast, it'd be good. Slow, I don't know. Average. I haven't seen many people fuck with regalia though, to be honest. So maybe.
Yeah, I think that's like the key bit of text here. Like, destroying target ally is not that fancy, but regalia maybe. But you're also doing it on your turn.
It allows them to recover their turn.
Technically, you can disintegrate the amulet and then kill them? Question mark.
Yeah, it's going to be a right thing to get rid of Spell Shroud, if anything. That's about it. From what we know now.
Yeah. Alrighty. Fiery Momentum is a 3 cost. It is class bonus for warrior. Fiery Momentum gets +1 for each fire element card in your graveyard, and it does 2.
Yep, this one can also hurt.
Yeah, in the right build, this gets to double digits.
Oh, easily.
This thing either does a lot of damage or does nothing, right? Never in
Yeah, you can brick if you like. If you see this and see no other fire, but when you pull it off, it's definitely feel good.
Once we see more draw and discard in fire, this card's just going to see more play.
Yeah. Well, Creative Shock is perfect for this thing, right? Because you're getting the Creative Shock in there, and then you're getting probably discarding a fire card potentially as well. So there's +2 off the bat just off Creative Shock by itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Going into Fireball, generic Fireball. So 4 cost, class bonus for mages. This card costs 2 less to activate, and it deals 1 plus level damage to target unit, and it's fast.
Fireball can slap.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Fireball can slap hard.
As a mage spell, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, even with the level scaling with Sylvia, I can see this card having play in Fire Sylvia.
You just don't want to throw it at a ally, right? You really want to throw this at someone's face.
Yeah, that's going straight to face.
I wonder if there will be like a fire eye that is control and uses its spells to keep the board clear. Who knows?
that's my dream.
Yeah. Flame Rune Swordsman is a 3 cost. It is a ally mage warrior human, and the class bonus for warrior and mages is Floating Memory, and it's a 2/2. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough damage on board that you have to remove it, but it's punishing when you do.
I'm starting to feel like if I was to calculate Floating Memory in like stat value, it's like 2 value. Right? Like, so technically, if this didn't have Floating Memory, it would be replaced with 1 of each stat, so it'd be 3/3 for 3, right? So, like, if I'm putting that as the stat value for Floating Memory, I think this is great stats because we don't get many 3/3s for 3s or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, we only get 5 cost 4/4 balls that need Pride 5, right?
Pretty much.
So, I think this is extremely value. And you, as you said, you can't keep it on the board because it's going to put too much pressure and damage on. But you don't want them to use it for Floating Memory. All right, the big sweeper. Flame Sweep is a 4 cost. It cleaves all, which means it hits everything on the enemy board, including stealth. Class bonus for warriors, and you have to be level 2. It gets +1 damage. This is the big level up sweep. Draw 6 cards when you kill everything play, right?
Yeah, you're always playing this on level 2 Lorraine. So it's overcoming minimum 4, 5, longsword 6. Like it's.
And it hits so the great thing is it wipes the board and hits the champion for 6 too.
Yeah.
It hurts.
The only thing though, it can't be intercepted, but I did learn recently you can retaliate.
Retaliate.
So if all your allies are up and you've been flame sweeped, you can retaliate with all of the allies and deal damage back to the champion. Which is quite
That's
scary.
how we get out.
Yeah, this is a great card.
I feel like
that's
that
not-
card
that's
keeps
not known.
do in check.
Yeah, 100% does. Going into Focus Flame is a 2 cost mage spell, and the class bonus for mages is this card costs 1 less to activate, so it's a 1 cost. Deal 4 damage to target ally, and it's slow. So can't hit the face, can only hit allies. Is slow, but is only a 1 cost.
It's good. It's good early control.
I think it's good, but I think that it doesn't it doesn't help what Rai's trying to do as fire, and it's trying to hit you in the face. Like it does do obviously some board control as you said, but at the same time, that's a card spot that you could be fireballing, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you see it early, it's great, but it's a little bit of spice, but I don't think it'll be in all decks. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is to help the control fire eyes.
Yeah.
Going into, we'll finish off fire first. So Ignite the Soul is a 1 cost mage spell. Deal 1 damage to target unit, and the class bonus for mages is Floating Memory, and it's fast.
Spicy 1 damage. Ping.
Fucking love it.
I think it's great. I don't think it sees as much as it should. I don't think all Rise run it, and they probably should. I think it's great.
It's one of those just unbelievably good counter Rymira, Fire Rymira plays. Or just any Rymira. They go for the Arcane Spell Shield, just drop that. They get 1 count.
Yep.
Goes through.
Yep. Impassioned Tutor is a 2 cost. On attack, your champion gets 1 level until the end of the turn. 2 cost, 4 stats, which is kind of the average, maybe, for that. The effect's okay.
I prefer this over that Blitz Mage.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Gives you a level. It's 1/3. It won't die as easy. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Going into increasing danger. This is a fan favorite. So increasing danger is a 2-cost. Draw a card. Each player puts the top card of their deck into their memory. This thing is spicy.
I feel like I have to play it if I see it in my starting hand. If I'm going first, like I feel socially obliged to play as many of them as I can.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Just to
if you play
fun.
this first, guys, it means that the second player turn is not able to pick up the cards from the memory for their first turn because they skip their recollection phase. So you get a huge advantage if you play this turn 1.
Yeah, but you've got to kill them early, otherwise they're getting that card back.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's it. But you're getting a +2 and they're getting a +1.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So this depends. You might give the wrong champion too many cards and get one shot, but at the same time, you could get a lot of tempo from this.
It's increasing the danger.
That's it.
Yeah.
Both sides.
It's definitely playing with fire, that card.
Yeah.
It's so fun though.
Purge and Flames is an 8-cost, has efficiency for all classes, and it deals 2 damage to all units except for your champion. And the class bonus for mages is it deals 3 damage instead. It's okay.
It's situational. I mean, once you get into the point where efficiency is making it playable, you're just better off playing the arcane version.
Yep. Yep, 100%.
And it's all units except for your champion. So if you've got anything on board, good luck.
We've got a Prelude card, Horn of Beast Calling. It's a terror card for Sylvie. Banish Horn of Beast Calling. The next beast ally you can activate this turn costs 3 less to activate. Class bonus, draw a card. I mean, it's terror card. Once you get into like that 3rd level, stuff's really good. This is great.
Yeah. I mean, once you get those more expensive bait, it's just easy, massive damage.
Yep.
On the right turn. It's fine. I think it's good. Fine for high level regalia.
Fine. Blissful Calling is a normal 1-cost. It's a Tamer skill melody, first melody we've seen. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal an an animal or beast card from among them, and then put them into your deck. Put the rest of the cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So what? Pay 1, draw 1, see 5 cards.
Yeah, that's if you've got an animal or beast. Once again, it's one of those cards I think is fine, but I definitely see it getting better once we get more of the harmony melody interplay cards coming out with main set. Otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah, just a generic card for now. Yeah. So Reckless Researcher is a 3-cost 1/1. On enter, you may banish a fire element card from your graveyard. If you do, deal 2 damage to a target unit. I actually like Reckless Researcher. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah. This will be a creature I'd then sacrifice to draw 2 cards off.
Yeah, and you get
like something like this.
Guaranteeing 2 damage no matter what you do.
Hmm.
Like unlike Blitz Mage, who can be pinged off or can not take 3. At least here you're guaranteeing some of the damage. Like this, if this gets 1 swing in and deals 2, then this is doing pretty much the same as the Blitz Mage, but if this gets obviously hit before you swing or anything like that, you're still getting 2 in, unlike Blitz Mage that will just die. It's a better value, or better consistency of damage, I guess I'd say. Rending Flames, this is a big one. Rending Flames is a 3-cost. It is an attack for assassins and warriors. The class bonus is, on attack, you may banish 3 fire element cards from your graveyard. If you do, Rending Flames gains this attack deals at double damage.
It hurts.
So the thing with this is that it's stacking not only this attack, but it's stacking the full attack. So if you've got a longsword as well, then that's 5 into 10 damage double. So 10 damage would be the double damage if you...
Level 2 up.
And level 2 up
14.
would be, 14 damage. But Deflecting Edge is a big hit for this. If you can Deflecting Edge it kind of ruins it. I think this card's very, very strong, and it's a main card for Lorraine, Fire Lorraine right now. Makes her strong, because she can reach those like 10 to 14 damage kills. A lot of looking at your drop to see if you've got 3 fire elements or not. Cool. Going into Sparklight. Sparklight is a 2-cost. Deal 2 unpreventable damage to target unit. Class bonus, deal 3 unpreventable damage to that unit instead. And it's fast.
I love this card.
I think it's
It's
great.
removal.
I think it's
Premium
great.
removal spell.
Game ender.
It's also a game ender. Unpreventable. They can't do anything. They just have to take it on the chin.
Yeah, this card's always got play.
Yeah, I think it's great. A lot of
If it was slow, unplayable, but fast, it's
slow unplay. I agree. Slow unplayable, fast great. As we're kind of gained that use for all cards. Fast is god. Slow not good.
And that's in all TCGs, right? If you're able to interact on their turn, it's just so much better.
Yep. Spurn to Ash is a 3-cost. Destroy target Regalia with a memory cost of 1 or less, and it's slow. Haven't seen anyone play this. Most Regalia is 1 cost or less, so I don't know.
Maybe to get rid of that safeguard amulet.
Might be undervalued? Question mark.
I've definitely gotten rid of my Safeguard Amulet multiple times.
Might be worth. Might be good. I've never seen anyone play this, but it might be good. Even maybe to put in sideboard.
I think it's a good, it's a good sideboard, a good tech for Fire Eyes, just because those regalia exist. As soon as you see it on board, you can just pop it. It's gone.
Like, is this not just better than the 8-cost with efficiency?
Yes.
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 It's better than that one. But it's still situational. Like, if you could draw this when they don't have any decent regalia up.
I think once we also get more regalia, that
it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. Yeah.
Tempered Steel is a 1-cost. Put a durability counter on target weapon you control, and it's a floating memory for anyone.
When we were watching the final today, can't remember who said, I don't think this card's good. And I'm like, this card's the best. And
this
then,
card's pretty sick.
And then Sil started laughing. So I'm like,
I run 4 in all my fire decks. This thing is just like the best value, especially if you Creative Shock, discard this, deal 2 with Rye, or even just discard it with Lorraine. It's just free.
And it's like, it's no class floating memory.
Yeah.
Like, these cards.
And you put durability counter if you have a weapon. Thanks. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Probably one of the top 3 fire cards. Top 5 fire cards, let's say. Definitely very important. Asian Protector, we're moving into Wind now. Asian Protector is a 4-cost, Wind, Ally Guardian Human. It has Intercept. It's a 3/4, it's got its stats. But on enter, you have to return a target ally you control to its owner's hand.
I think Asian Protector is one of those cards that can just have some of the funniest moments.
Well, people are normally running the Squirrel with it, right? So you play the Squirrel for free and then Asian Protector it back.
Yeah. The issue with that, though, is if you're going into fire, they can just ping the Squirrel. Asian Protector comes straight back to hand.
Or if you're versing Wind, they can just bounce this back after you've played it, and then you got to try and play it again.
Yeah. It definitely has a lot of funny and yikes moments, but seeing one of the games that we saw recently with someone Asian Protector and Asian Protector to then Asian Protector, that Protector back again, swinging with all of them to win game, it was just the best. It was the best.
Yeah.
What elements are each of you looking forward to the most?
I want to see what's in water.
Yeah.
Yeah, water.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, water being that set that we don't know too much of yet. We've seen some pieces of slowly through some sneaky little reveals. It definitely seems to be very interesting. But fire's the one element that I'm not really interested in playing personally. And winds just feels very 5-head for me, which is something I have to work on. It seems like a very strong element if you know what to do in the right moments, but you could say that about anything.
Yeah. I think I just want anything with Xander, to be honest. I can't wait to see more about Xander and what's involved with that.
I'm keen on that Luxem.
Yeah. Alright, Combo Strike is a 2-cost... Speaking of Assassin, Combo Strike is a 2-cost Wind Assassin Warrior card. So the class bonus is level 2+. On kill, you get to wake up your champion, and it's 3 damage. This is great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a level 2 Lorraine play this as their attack to then swing in and attack again.
Yeah.
Just get those scores if you don't have that sweep.
Yeah, I know. That's 12.
Yeah.
It's on any sword.
Yeah.
6 by 2, 12 damage.
Jesus.
I'm honest. Yeah.
That's very true.
And I'm surprised it hasn't popped up more, but
Yeah, I agree. I think there's people have their attack slots used for other things right now.
yeah.
Disorientating Winds is a 5-cost mage spell, but anyone can use it. The efficiency is so you can use it cheaper for level, and it is slow. Return target ally to its owner's hand, draw a card. Meh. If it was
feels so
once again-
expensive.
Once again, I'm going to say it. If it was fast, it'd be great.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And it's returning to hand as well. Like,
Don't get me wrong, you draw a card, but like, fuck.
I mean, it's good stealth removal asterisk, but it's just coming straight back.
Yeah.
There's better stealth removal.
You're never paying 5 for it. Not even 3, I don't think.
I don't want to pay anything for it.
Yeah. Dream Fairy is a 3-cost wind ally. It's got stealth, so it can't be attacked with normal attacks. And on enter, return target ally you don't control to its owner's memory. Opponents can't activate cards with that ally name as long as you control Dream Fairy. This thing is so annoying to deal with.
I will prefer this over the beta version of it, though. The beta version was so much more toxic.
Like, you have 3, let's say you have like 2 or 3 veteran knights in your hand, and like you get them Dream Fairy or 1 Dream Fairy, all of a sudden you've got 3 dead cards that you can only use for memory until you can kill it. Which sometimes you just can't kill it if you don't have spells or anything, or cleave. Like, it's so good early. Completely takes tempo.
It's Reflector Mage, is what. Like, there's a card in Magic which is nearly exactly this, and it literally ruled Constructed for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's insane. And not to mention of all elements, wind is the element where they can have party tricks to give health and stuff. So you have the true slide, or you have the damage for it. You fling it at the Dream Fairy, and then they floating winds to give it health or whatever, and then it still lives anyway. Like,
What I'm interested about, because like, I guess the reason why Reflector Mage was so freaking strong was because you could bounce it back to your own hand, play it again, and it still counted for the 2 things you'd bounced back.
oh.
So I'm not sure how that would interact.
Yeah, that's cool. Holy crap. Pretty sure once this goes back to your hand, it loses it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'd like to see a lot of suppress mechanics around it, just to dodge that damage that they try and throw around it.
Yeah.
Suppress isn't a mechanic that we've seen that much constructed play of at the moment.
Yeah.
But I definitely it is going to be once again, one of those 5-head wind plays that you'll see a lot of just to control the board state.
Yeah. Fairy Whispers. Fairy Whispers is a mage spell that is just glimpse 3, and after that, reveal a top card of your deck. If that card is a wind element, put it into your hand. And this is fast. You can do it on their turn. I don't mind it.
I like it. It's good cycling.
It's a lot of glimpse.
Yeah, and I just love fast cards.
You're hitting a win card. You're always drawing off that.
Yeah, I like it. It's great. Favorable Winds, one of the awesome win cards. Cost 1, it is wind. Allies you control get +1 health until the end of the turn. And it is a floating memory, and it's fast, so you can do it on their turn.
You're playing 4 of these.
Yeah, this shit blows me out so much.
It's so crazy good. Insane. If I was keeping to the stats of floating memory is worth 2 stats, this is 1, 3, 4 stats for 1. Actually ridiculous. I would also be running 4 just for the floating memory in itself. Hurricane Sweep is a 5-cost attack for Wind Warrior. Class bonus efficiency, so you can get cheaper. And it's a cleave all for 1 damage. Like the Flame Sweep, Lorraine will be using this on level 2 to draw cards. I think must have in Win Lorraine, but otherwise you wouldn't worry. You're never paying 5 for this. You're never never running it not in Warrior.
You're wanting to play at level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rallied Advance is a 2-cost attack and does 1 damage. And if you're a warrior, on attack, you can wake up a target ally you control. I haven't seen this used. I haven't seen good play for it yet. Maybe there'll be things coming that make it good. I do know that there is a lot of restanding. You can restand a lot in Wind, so maybe there is some big ally you can get out and restand to kill, but currently this is not seeing play.
I guess this thing will see more play once, like, fighting for a board control becomes a serious thing.
Yeah.
Like, currently, waking them up, I don't know. Like, that Windhawk is sick because you can wake it back up again, but
yep.
other than that,
Too soon. Ravaging Tempest is an 8-cost, has efficiency on it, so it costs less. And banish all allies controlled by each player. For each ally banished this way, its controller draws a card.
I have no allies on board. You have many. I play Namui. I play Ravaging Tempest. Have fun, kids.
This is like a. I feel like this is a oh shit red button if you're gonna die, and that's it. I don't see like myself playing this unless I'm like about to lose, and I guess you banish them and then win the next turn or something.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if they go heavy-handed on what they have, like, it's
I
fine.
guess if you've got allies you've attacked, you then banish, you draw cards, you can do something else.
Play
Or
them
not.
all again though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another top tier win card, a 2-cost Reclaim. Return target ally you control to its owner's hand and its floating memory for anyone, and it's fast.
Good card.
Great card.
Yeah.
They think they're getting value? No, they're not. They think they're going to be able to Dream Fairy you? No, they're not.
No, you usually see the play too, on Wind or Rain where they'll reclaim the Swiftfoot Interceptor.
Yep.
So then they can put this into floating memory.
Yeah. I agree. I think this is a great card. Great. If it was slow though, it'd be bad.
It's gonna be like the saying of this whole game. It feels slow. Be shite.
4-cost Scattering Gust is suppress up to 2 target allies. So if there's a suppressed, it banishes them, and they come back at the end of the next end phase. And you get to put an enlightenment counter on your champion if you're a mage. And this is fast. I think this is good for Winrai. If you're going to be playing Winrai, this is great. Especially if you do it on their... Oh, do you want to do it on their turn or your turn? What would be better?
If you do it on their turn, it bounces back.
Or they come back
same
at the
turn.
end of the turn, yeah. And they do on-enter effects when they come back.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that.
Nah. Happy on your turn. Maybe to get rid of some taunts or some interceptors.
It's on like their end step, right?
Yep.
It's on any end step.
It's the next end step.
It's the next end phase. This is if people are swinging at you, you're like, I'll quickly bounce them.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, procking your own on-enter effects. Like, it'd be funny seeing someone have 2 Dream Fairies on board, hit them both with a Scattering Gust, and just go play whatever you want.
Yeah. Second Wind is a 3-cost win card. Wake up target ally you control, and if you're a warrior, it gets +1, and it's fast. Imagine this. Imagine this with like I just thought about this Eureka moment. I think about this as an aggressive card, but imagine this defensively. If you intercept, retaliate, wake up, second wind, intercept, retaliate, something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Asian Protector lives, just do that again.
Lorraine hits you level 2, you Asian Protector block, retaliate. She levels up level 3, swings again, you second wind, and retaliate again. It's like 6
I get, yeah. If I see a wind player holding 4 cards, I'm not thinking second wind. I'm thinking like Melody plus, I don't know, favorable winds.
Yeah.
Well, even like having it in Sylvie, being level 3, having your Gross Monkey on board, just second winds, attack again. Come on.
Yeah. Swift Recruit is a 2-cost wind. It has intercept and floating memory, and it's got a 1/2 stat line. Best wind card.
What 4x rating?
So good.
It is a ridiculous card.
Yeah.
Those are some some of the best keywords on a card.
Yep. And the cost
On the
only
same.
2.
So why wouldn't you take it?
Oh, great. We've got Tactful Sergeant is a 4-cost. On enter, if your champion has attacked this turn, put the top card of your deck into your memory. Right now, I feel like this is extremely mid, but maybe there's some stuff to come to make it better. I'm not sure.
I just think it's one of those cards that I have seen getting more play. I think it will have more play over time, but for now, it's not
The
necessary.
stat line for 4 is just not great. I know 4
You have to
helps
play
great,
like
but-
Inspiring Calls and that.
Yeah, or like Banner
Like
Knights
where you
or
like,
something.
yeah, this card's going to stay on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
Because as an opponent, you're like, I don't really want to get rid of this like 1 for 4, but
Here's the Hawk, 3-cost Trained Hawk. Now, there is an updated version of this. It does also have True Sight. So it is a 3-cost Trained Hawk. It's got Vigor, so it restands at the beginning of your end phase. It has True Sight, and it's a 2/2.
it didn't need True Sight.
Probably not. But it has it now.
It's such an obnoxious card. I love it so much. It's my favorite win card personally. Like, it's just so annoying.
It's normally, with Sylvia, going to be coming in as a 3/3 for 3 with Vigor and True Sight. That's overstated, 100%.
Yeah. And as
This
well,
card shouldn't be as good as what it is. Like, if you look at any other TCG where you got like a 3-mana, like 2/2 with Vigilance, like so that it doesn't tap down, like there's no fucking way this card is as good as what it is in this.
Yeah.
it's so obnoxious at level 3 still, because it's always going to block, and it's dealing 2 to 3
2
damage.
to 3 damage, yeah. Actually cooked.
It's so obnoxious.
So this card has been changed. What I'm going to do, because it was posted today in the Discord, is I'm going to read out what it now is, because it was a little bit of a leak today. So I will give you guys all the benefit of hearing that. So this is now no longer Unveiling Breeze. This is now Veiling Breeze. And it says, reveal your memory. For each win card revealed in your memory, reduce the damage done this turn from attacks. Or from damage, sorry. And it's the same cost.
It's a completely different card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think? So it is, so you reveal your memory. For each win card you reveal, you literally reduce that much damage from every attack for the turn. I think it's silly. I'm trying to find it to get it up.
Is it slow or fast?
Fast.
Interesting.
Definitely different, 100%. But very, very strong. Trying to... I'm not going to be able to find it in time. But yeah, I would say that it's definitely better than what it was. Oh no, here we go. If I can... No, I'm not going to bother trying to find it. I'll just leave it. But yeah, it is very strong now than what it was. Definitely a good card for Wind to have, for all Wind classes, to be able to live through things, including like fireballs and attack damage. It's both, so very, very strong. Last Wind card. Wind Cutter is a 2-cost Ranger / Warrior Sword. I'm excited to see Ranger when it comes out. Class bonus, Wind Cutter gets +1, so it's a 2 damage, but on hit, reveal a card at random from your memory. If that card's a wind element, put Wind Cutter into your memory. If you have a few of these in your hand, it gets really scary.
Yeah.
Because you just have them forever.
It's a fun card. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Just iterative value.
I think it's sick. Alright, I think we've got Arcane and Crux left to go.
Yeah.
So, Anger the Skies is the first Arcane card. 3-cost Arcane, so only Riot level 3 can use it. Deal 3 damage to all allies. Class bonus, deal 4 damage to those allies instead. This is great compared to the other fire stuff that Rai had.
Yeah. As well, this is cheaper. It doesn't deal damage to the enemy
as well,
but it still can clean up a board.
Yep. You turn to level 3, you pop this, get board control, momentum, and then from there you go off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good. I mean, you don't want to build too many Arcane cards in your deck, though, because you don't want to get all cluttered early, but I still think it's a great card. Here's the bread and butter of Rye level 3. Arcane Blast is an 11 cost. It costs 1 less for each level that you are, and it deals 11 damage to target champion. Now, Rye's goal is to be able to get level 9, 10, 11, etc. So this is kind of your win con, in my opinion.
Not much more to say to that.
Yeah, it's pretty much, that's just
Imagine if it was
Pretty much
fast.
it.
That's what I want to know. Imagine if it was fast.
Like, yeah, that's
Why we have Fireball.
Yeah.
50%
Exactly.
of health. Like, go for it.
This is a very underrated card. Arcane Disposition is a 3-cost arcane card. Flux means that you have to discard your hand at the end of the turn. Draw 2 cards. Class bonus. Draw 3 cards instead.
I think Arcane Disposition is one of those cards that just combos so hard. Like if you can link them up and then Reckless Conversion, you can just have game there.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculously good. Like it's one of those win harder cards, but it can definitely pull out a win quite easily. You combo that with Arcane Sights. It's a great card, hands down. Draw Rye, best Rye.
Yeah. Yep. I 100% agree. Because you're keeping those cards in your memory. You're literally just gaining free cards at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Arcane Sight, 0 cost. Your champion gets 1 level for the turn, and it draws a card fast. Also great.
Yeah, it's great, but out of the power level of everything else, like you're level 3 at this point.
This is
Just
digging
suck.
for
Yeah.
This is digging to like I don't have it.
Trying to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for Arcane Blast.
You
I don't
can
have
draw
it.
Fireball or something.
Yeah, I'm getting a level. I'm drawing a card. Like it's great just to close up those Arcane Blasts even more.
Yeah. Power Overwhelming is 0 cost. Remove any amount of enlightened counters from your champion. Your champion gets +1 level for each counter removed this way until the end of the turn.
It's a fun.
Sheesh.
I like it.
This is great. This is actually great.
This turns on all those win cons.
Yeah.
Rye's nature of not really doing much to level 3 feels kind of yikes, but just all
so
of his
terrifying at level 3, yeah.
all his level 3 arcane cards just interweave so well.
Yeah. As
Like-
Gio said before, Reckless Conversion is 0 cost. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your memory, then banish 4 cards at random from your memory. Class bonus, return all cards from your memory to your hand.
You get another turn. It's as simple as that.
Jesus. Yeah, this is insane.
Link up your arcane dispositions, play reckless conversion.
Yeah.
You can find another reckless
I
conversion.
feel like
There's
if you're
another.
letting Rye healthfully get to level 3, you're losing the game.
Yeah.
Spell Shield is a 3-cost arcane card. This card costs 1 less to activate if you are a mage. The next time damage will be dealt to your champion this turn, prevent that damage. Put an amount of light encounters on your champion equal to the amount of damage prevented this way.
Sterile.
Imagine getting hit with a 14 damage Rending Flame and getting 14 enlightened counters.
Yep.
How great would that be?
Oh.
These are very strong. They're all the arcane cards for now. Going into Crux, so Lorraine's level 3. Crux Sight is draw a card fast, and it's got Spectral Shift. When you activate this card, you may pay an additional 2. If you do, banish this card. As it resolves, then return a Crux element card from your graveyard to your hand. I haven't really used much Spectral Shift yet, but I mean, it could be good down the track.
I mean, it's a 0 cost draw 1.
Yeah, that's what I'll be using it mainly for now anyway. Going into Ghost of Pendragon is a 2-cost 3/4. On enter, you may return Regalia you control to its owner's material deck. If you do, draw 2 cards. This thing is so overstated.
Yeah,
It's because it's Crux. It takes a while to get out. But if you're getting this out, you're like, game over, man.
It's crazy.
it's my favorite Crux card, hands down.
Like, the value is just there. It's just very, very good. Probably my favorite Crux card too. Probably the best Crux card. But I mean, there is a lot of shenanigans you can do with Crux cards. Have a random Rebellious Bull. Rebellious Bull is a 5-cost. Rebellious Bull enters the field rested, and it's Pride 3. This is literally a better ball.
Yeah.
Great. Good job. Great.
Better ball with 1 less attack.
Yeah.
And 2 less pride.
3 or 4, whatever. Same, right?
It feels like that Pokemon Tauros because it's like a normal.
True.
It's like confused.
True.
No one ever played that card. No one ever played that
Someone
Pokemon.
ran out of ideas. They're just drawing Pokemon now.
Like,
They are
just
tamers.
throw it, it's
It is-
normal.
Well, it is tamers. Who knows? Maybe Pikachu's
Yeah.
coming out next in the lightning element. Who knows?
Yeah.
Calling it right here. Lightning
Running
element
down their
next.
throats.
Yeah. Spirit Blade Ascension 1 cost Crux card. As additional cost to activate this card, return a Sword Regalia you own to your material deck. Choose a Sword Regalia card from your material deck or banishment and put it onto the field. And it's fast. This is one of my favorite Cruxes as well, that you can rip out the prismatic, yeah.
I materialize Prismatic. I proc effect. I Spirit Blade Ascension. I bring Prismatic back. I
Yeah,
Spirit Ascension. I bring Prismatic back.
ridiculous. Oh, you got fire cards in your memory? Oh, unlucky. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yikes. Thanks for showing me that you have those.
Yeah, Spirit Blade Dispersion, 0 cost. Remove all durability counters from any amount of sword weapons you control, then banish them. Choose any amount of your units and deal damage equal to the amount of durability counters removed this way. Split among them. This is crazy too.
Clear a game with this from 0 to 100. Like, that'd be amazing.
Imagine you break like 6 weapons or something.
Yeah, that card they spoiled in the Discord,
Yeah,
but brings all the swords back
And
with all
set
their
that.
durability.
Yeah, that's nutty.
It's like they're not playing that glimpse sword with free durability.
Spirit Blade Ghost Strike is a 0 cost, has Spectral Shift like before, and on attack you may banish a card from your material deck. If you do, your champion's attack get +1 until the end of the turn. Not bad. It's good because you've got all the stuff in your banishment, so this won't be ever 1 damage. It'll always be more than 1 damage, 100%.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually coming for 4 or 5 at the time you're playing that.
And normally it's going to be finishing off if you're playing it too. Spirit Blade Infusion. This card costs 2 less to activate if your champion has dealt attack damage this turn. Until the end of the turn, target sword weapon gets +3, and on champion hit, draw a card. This thing is quite good if you can get it out more than 1 at a time as well. Especially if you I think normally even just paying 2 for it is actually kind of worth. Because if you're paying 4, you're getting +6 on your sword and you draw 2 cards, right?
Yeah.
You're most likely going to be paying 2. Like it's hard to restand the champion on.
Yeah.
Maybe Wind Lorraine.
Maybe Wind, yeah.
You can always Spirit's Blessing.
Yeah, Spirit's Blessing is the next card. 1 cost. As additional cost to activate this card, return a Regalia you control to its owner's deck. Wake up your champion and draw a card. There you go. And it's fast. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But with the Crux card, like with all the Crux, Terra, and so on, you really have to pick what lane you want to go.
Yeah.
Because they're all solid cards, but you just can't. You can't have them all in the one deck.
Yeah. These are the Sylvie cards that were added in at the end. So we've only got these ones left. Smack with Flute is a 2 cost. On attack, your champion gets +1 until the end of the turn, and it is floating memory for Tamers.
It's fine. I mean, if you really want short of that pride, you can get that and a floating memory. I mean, Sylvie's not doing any damage anyway, so the extra 1 chip in's fine. Like, it's fine.
Cool. It's fine. It's mid.
It's fine.
Mid.
Yeah.
Cool. Song of Nurturing is a normal Tamer skill melody. Allies you control get +2 health until the end of the turn. And if you're a Tamer, those allies also get +1 damage until the end of the turn.
Very funny card. I like it.
Mic off.
That's good. It's fast. +2 health. He's good.
This is great in Wind. I've seen a lot in Wind. I mean, it's normal. Anyone can run it, but Wind is pretty much the only one I've seen run it. I wonder if we can put this in Fire or something.
It does, it does lose that floating memory that a favorable Wind has, but an extra 2 and a +1 on Tamer Retaliate. It's a good card, in my opinion.
Yep. Going into Blazing Direwolf is a Fire Tamer Beast Wolf, 4 cost, Pride 5. On attack, deal 2 damage to target unit. See, this is like, why is this when Boar is what Boar is? I understand that you have to be fire to use it, but this is like crazy good.
Just better Boar at 1 cost less.
And deals 2.
Yeah, just 2 extra damage.
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah, well, Boars can be played by anyone.
Yeah.
So you need some sort of.
Very true.
That being said, I've not seen that much Fire Sylvie play.
No.
You don't want Pumbaa in every deck.
Pumbaa. Ember Song is a 2-cost fire card for Tamer normally, Tamer Skill Melody. Deal 2 damage to up to 1 target ally, and then the class bonus for Tamers. Target ally you control gets +2 until the end of the turn. It's kind of good.
It is. It's
I'm
good.
excited for more Sylvie cards to come out. I think these are great. And these are melody cards, so we can do it with like the harmony melody stuff that we've been kind of seeing here and there. I think it could be good. I think I might try. I mean, obviously we get more cards. Fire Sylvie might be one that I have a look at, so it could be fun. Embertail Squirrel is a Fire Sylvie card. Tame Animal Squirrel. Class bonus for Tamers. On attack, you may discard a Fire Element card. If you do, Embertail Squirrel gets +2 until the end of the turn. This is when you get rid of your floating memory.
Play that with an Ember Song. It's coming in for 6.
Yeah, exactly, actually. That's huge. 6-1 for 2.
Taking the absolute mickey out of the normal squirrels.
Yeah, and doubles Blitz Mage's damage for 1 less. Crazy. We've got Energetic Beast Bonder is a 4-cost fire. Your champion gets +1 level as long as you control an animal or beast ally. And for Tamers, it has floating memory. This card looks sick. This card will look great foiled. 2/2 for 4 average, but you want the floating memory, you want the level 1, the +1 level, so it's pretty good if you ask me.
I can't not see Pokemon now. I'm just seeing like
Arcanine. I think we're going to be coming up to some favorites soon. Where was I? Hold on. Shout at Your Pets is a 1-cost. If you control an animal or beast ally, your champion gets +1 level until the end of the turn, and the class bonus is you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card, and it's fast.
Gluten. It's good.
I love that the artwork for Sylvie cards are all like very funny. I feel like they're very memey, and I like really do appreciate the artwork. Like, makes me want to play Sylvie more. Just some of these cards.
Just seems like the fun character.
Yeah, 100%. They
More
really did
memey.
have fun making it, I think. Attune with the Winds is a 3-cost win card. Put a buff counter on each ally you control. That's very good. And it's class bonus Harmonize. If you've activated a Melody card this turn, you can draw a card. This is
this is sick if we're going wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, I didn't realize how good this was.
Yep.
and that counter's not going away. Like
This is like a better Banner Knight.
Yeah.
You can't kill Banner. You can't kill this. You can kill Banner Knight. This gives health and power. Banner Knight doesn't. This is great.
yeah, we need to get more of these like melody and like cards to see what it's
This
capable of.
could even be good in like Win Lorraine.
Yeah.
Just for the +1/+1 on everything if you're building a board. This is actually, I actually haven't really looked at that card before. That's actually a very good card. Alright, we're going into Cry for Help. Change the target of an attack that targets your champion to an ally you control. Class bonus, if you're a tamer, that ally gets +1 life until the end of the turn. I love this picture. I love that the bird's got a knife.
It's one of my favorite arts.
It's so good. And not to mention, I think that the fact that this is change the target of an attack that targets your champion to an ally you control, not a beast or animal, this could be good in other win decks too. You could have some huge guy out, and you could Cry for Help, retaliate for like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. Very cool, Kanye. Menagerie Beast Bonder. Your champion gets +1 level as long as you control an animal or beast ally, and it's floating memory. So it's just like the other one, although it's 1/3 statted and costs 3, where the other one was 4 cost 2/2. So I wonder why we lost a cost stat, but have the same stats. Interesting.
I guess fire's more damage.
But
Wind is.
Yeah, it still costs. The fire one costed 1 more, and was 2/2. I guess that 1 damage must be worth that extra cost. Alright, we have Tempest Silverback or Monkey. 4 cost, Pride 5. Class bonus, Tempest Silverback. Sorry, if you're a tamer. Tempest Silverback gets +2 damage and +2 health if you're a tamer. So 6
Playing this when
6 for 4.
Yeah, playing this when you hit level 1 for Tamer is just so feels good. You're getting a 7/7. on board. You can't do anything with it for a long time, but it's just a threat sitting there on board. And at 7/7, it's so hard to deal with.
Definitely one of the best beasts, I think, in the game right now.
Yeah.
I think, especially once you get it online, you can attack with it. Like, it's terrifying. Oh, you can block with it as well. Like, far out.
Just retaliating a champion with it just feels so yikes.
Second wind, restand it, retaliate again. Windstream Mutt is a 3-cost wind. Tamer Animal Dog, 2/2. Class bonus on enter, reveal a card at random from your memory. If that card is a wind element, choose another ally you control and put a buff counter on it. I think it's good.
I think it's okay.
Becomes
it's got a few hoops to jump, but
becomes a 3/3 for 3, right?
Well, it goes on another. You can't put it on itself.
Still, I mean, it's still got 3 stats for 3, I guess, right?
Situationally, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. I mean, it becomes a blocker later. I wish you could put it on itself. That would be good. Arima Gaia's Wings. So this has been changed and shown as well. So this is now a Pride 5, not a Pride 6. Arima's Gaia's Wings is a terror card, 3 cost, Pride 5. At the beginning of your recollection phase, put 3 buff counters on Arima. On death, you get to put it in your memory.
every recollection phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You were forced to deal with this every turn.
Gaz
Yeah.
is shocked that it's every recollection phase.
I've never seen no one's ever brought this out. I'm just looking at it for the first time.
If this is out, you lose, I think.
If this is out and they protect it for one turn,
It's a 6/6
it's over.
and then a 9/9.
Yeah.
Would you guys say this is the best ally?
I thought if you can get the value for it and it doesn't die, 100%.
So it changed from only yours to every recollection phase, you said.
It changed from Pride 6 to Pride 5.
So yeah, no, it's at the beginning of your recollection phase, not both
Oh,
players.
yeah. Still good either way.
It's
No, still like that's like if you protect it just one turn on their crackback.
Getting out of control fast.
Yeah.
It immediately absorbs all focus of the game once it hits the board.
But then when it dies, it goes back to your memory anyway.
Yeah.
I think this is
I
great.
mean,
Good boss monster.
even just playing wind and then suppressing it.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. I think yeah, like I was saying, like the Terra, the Crux, the Arcane cards, they have their additional they're harder to play because you have to get to level 3, but the cards are much better.
Of course.
They're game closers. Like
Yeah.
as was said earlier, you pick your lane, you pick 2, 3 different cards, and you just play to them.
Yeah.
G, I'll let you read this one out, mate.
My son, Artificer's Opus, it's an 8-cost Tamer Construct Golem, class bonus efficiency, so level less to cost to activate. It enters the field rested, it has cleave, and it's 4/8. It's not a necessary card, it's a funny one though, and that's why it's a 4-off for me every time, no questions asked. Like, it'll hurt you more than it benefits you, but when it does benefit you, it is hilarious.
This is Gio's go-to. If he can get this out and he can win with it or play it, he will.
Even if I get it out on the board, I think I've won that game spiritually.
Yeah. Is it good? I don't know. I feel like it's a win more card, but it is
Can you
definitely
second
crazy.
wind it?
Yeah, exactly right. So cleave for 8, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
over. If this is getting a hit in, it's over.
it's fun. Like it's a fun card.
Now, if only Rye could get Terror. Imagine that.
No.
Imagine if that was a
Be
fast.
busted.
That was fast. Nah. All right, we've got 4 more to go. We've got Gaia's Songbird, which is a terror card for Tamer. On enter, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a beast ally card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order.
I mean, this could be good if you're only running one beast and you want to guarantee it, but I feel as if there's better options to search. Like it's fine.
I think
Like,
it's
but
okay.
if you
I don't think it's top tier, but
Yeah,
I love that. I love it. Other than you have to be Terra to do it.
yeah.
Like
Imagine if
If that
anyone
was
could do it.
if that was just a win, if that was a win card, it'd be a 4
Oh, it'd be
right?
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It would definitely be. Invoke
Yes.
Dominance is a 1-cost terror card. It has Preserve, which we haven't seen before. Put this card into your material deck, preserved as it resolves. As you materialize, you may instead return a preserved card to your hand. So you can materialize this after you've played it. Your champion gets 3 levels until the end of the turn, but you can't activate non-allied cards this turn, and it's fast. This is terrifying. This is very scary.
Yeah, but you're playing it every turn.
Yeah, and you can pop it on their turn to like get your monkey online or whatever online. I think this is very good. But at the
There's
same
a
time,
lot of
you
good
wouldn't.
terror cards though. That's the issue.
Yeah, I agree. And like at
Terror-
this point, would you not already be high enough level to do what you want to do? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Terrifiable. Oh, sorry, Invoke Dominance Fireball? Question mark.
Maybe.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Alright, we've got Meadow Bloom Dryad, which is also preserved, same as before. Class bonus for Tamer. Whenever Meadow Bloom Dryad or another ally enters the field under your control, put a buff counter on target ally. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it's so
been
disappointing though that it's terror. Like this is also be another fantastic enabler for like a go wide strategy.
But yeah, Viterra. And
I
by the
mean,
time you want to play this, you probably already won.
Getting a buff counter on everything though, it had to be Terra. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. I feel as if like Terra doesn't need it. Once you hit that stage, you
Yeah.
don't really need
It's
it.
already
The game's
over. Yep.
So it's not really a game of sustain trying to keep things on board. You're just trying to close up at that point.
Yeah, if I'm running terror cards, I'm running the Horn, I'm running the Phoenix.
Now, last but
Yeah.
not least, I think this is the best terror card, in my opinion. So,
Hands down.
Terrasite
And-
is a 0-cost card. It draws a card, but you can preserve it. So every turn you can materialize this and draw a card for free.
Guaranteed draw 2 every turn. It's nuts. This hitting Terra and getting this in your into your material deck brings back games quickly. Like you can just gain tempo purely from guaranteeing that 2 draw every turn. And by the time Sylvie hits level 3, she doesn't really need to materialize anything else. It's not necessary. And just having the option there of a permanent draw 2, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, with the leaks that we've seen, especially on the Instagram with the foils of the domains, domain shenanigans and Terrasite cycling is just going to be a bit unhinged, which is going to be fun.
Guys, if you want to go see those leaks, go to the Grand Archive Instagram. They obviously must still be there, so feel free to dig through their Instagram. Might see some cards that aren't on here. But otherwise, thank you, Gaz, Angus, and Geo for being here and going through these with us. Quick question though, as we're done, what's your number one? Each of you, what's your number one from that?
My favourite's Devastating Blow.
Devastating Blow for Gaz. It's hard for a number one, I know. It is.
My number one's already been mentioned. I don't think we
The
have to
Rock.
bring it
The
focus
Rock.
to it. And the monkey, they're both my sons.
What do you think, Angus?
If we were to use like some of the spoiled cards, like that assassin level 3 demonic tutor is my favorite card thus far.
Yeah.
But
From
it
here, though,
revealed
what do you think?
I'd probably go Dungeon Guide.
He hates it so much, but it's the best. That's it.
It's just the amount of potential that thing has with untapping, swinging again, and just untapping. Just I don't know. Just when I see that card, I'm just like, damn.
I don't know
That's
what
a
mine
card.
is. I asked the question, but I can't even think of what mine would be. I guess mine would be probably either Rending Flames or maybe Creative Shock. Both very, very favourable. I'm a big fire fan. Increasing Danger too, big fan. Definitely the fire, all the fire kit.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah,
she
still.
does its work.
It does, true. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you guys want a second half when the rest of the cards come out, please let us know. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy watching this. Thank you so much. Bye.